The king is dead. Long live the king. That's right. As I'm sure you've heard by now, Sunil Gulati has announced he is not going to run for re-election for the U.S. Soccer Federation presidential spot. This is good news, my friends, but there's a packed field, and of course, with all good news, there comes a bit of, suspicious news. So let's talk about it. So Sunil Gulati has said, essentially, this is not a direct quote, it's a paraphrase, there's been a lot of bad media about me, and it's time for someone else to take the reins. So I do think we don't owe Sunil a big thanks. Like, he's earned more than enough money off the back of US Soccer / Soccer United Marketing, and therefore /MLS. But he has been in the U.S. Soccer Federation in various roles for something like 30 years. So it's not the fact that he's a bad guy. It's just that I'm glad he is realizing it is time for a change in leadership. Even if it's just the optics look bad of him coming back after we failed to qualify. I just think he's about 2 months late on his announcement. The thing that has me concerned, because that's like, yay, like we're getting somebody else in there. Hopefully it's like Eric Winalda or somebody that like knows what's going on. The bad news, or should I say just the suspicious news, is that Soccer United Marketing's president, Cathy Carter, is also going to run. Here's why that's bad news. Cathy Carter is the president of Soccer United Marketing. Okay? Soccer United Marketing handles all of the marketing for MLS and US Soccer. So it's essentially the for-profit organization that is pitching, US Soccer friendlies and tournaments and matches and whatever to Fox Sports and ESPN and all that good stuff. It's rumored, I don't want to say reported, it's rumored that Sunil is heavily involved in that. He doesn't have an official role. He's not like the CEO. That's Don Garber, who's also, the commissioner of MLS. Kind of convenient, isn't it? But the fact that those organizations are so tightly wound together should give you pause if you're a fan of US soccer. Right? So the fact that Sunil is going like, I'm going to step out, is a good thing. The fact that you can, if you were the suspicious type or the cynical type, you could say he's stepping out of the picture so that Cathy Carter, who he might have ties to significantly, I don't know that for sure, could take his place, is quite the worry. And the thing that's most concerning for me as a fan of the U.S. Soccer Federation, all the teams, the USMNT, the USWNT, the U17, the U20s on the men's side. I'll be honest, I don't watch much on the women's side of the youth teams, is that the average fan doesn't get a vote. So it's like we get to watch all of this playing out, right? So Eric Winalda and all the people that and it's going to be up here. I'm going to have a card popping up in the top right corner for you. We kind of looked at a high level at some of the candidates that are running, right? But you don't get a say. Like, you can talk about it all you want. Like, I can do this video all that I want, but I don't get a vote. Like, we're not going to go to a polling station and, cast our votes. So we're essentially having to trust that the people that are involved in U.S. soccer and have the voting blocks, the former players or the player block and the state associations and the youth program, well, all those folks will do the right thing for U.S. soccer. And based on, past precedent, I'm not convinced that's going to happen. I'm glad to see Sunil going, and it's like, thanks, man, but it's time to let somebody else take charge. But I'd feel a lot better if his potential business partner, or perhaps he's an owner of shares in the Soccer United Marketing organization. I don't know the full connection there, I'd feel a lot better if that person can go like, oh, Sunil's stepping down, well, I'm stepping up, because that just looks a little too convenient. Versus if you just let Sunil step down and let somebody else come in and take charge, I feel suddenly a lot better, because you're going to get some fresh ideas, some new ideas about how to run U.S. soccer in the United States, how to grapple with this big problem, how to handle youth, and do we need pro-rel, and all that kind of stuff can come into play with some, I don't know if it's outside is the right word, but I'm going to call it outside of, the Soccer United marketing / current USSF organizational structure. Some have argued that the vice president that's in U.S. Soccer, I think his name's Carl, I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, that put his name in is a little too off the radar for the higher ups at U.S. Soccer. So that's why you're seeing Cathy Carter put her name in the hat right now. I don't know if that's true or not. Again, this is all wild speculation, but I thought it was important to kind of talk about, and I want to hear from you in the comments. How big of a deal is it to you, one, that Sunil has decided to not run for re-election, and two, that conveniently along the same timeline, Cathy Carter has announced her running for the same role. She has, my understanding is she has taken, I'm looking at my other monitor, by the way, she's taken a leave of absence from Soccer United Marketing, and she's going to be self-funding her campaign. But the question remains, unless you're independently wealthy, or unless you're Sunil and you have a professor role at Columbia, how are these people going to live? How are they going to pay their bills and earn an income? That is yet to be seen. So I'd love to hear all your thoughts and comments about those things in the comments. And this is going to be a little bit more of a shorter video than we typically have on the channel. But I appreciate you watching. And hey, we're all here for the best for U.S. soccer, right? So hopefully one of the candidates is the right fit and we can get this thing going in the right direction. Maybe they should call me. There's going to be some stuff popping up here by now that you should definitely go watch, take a look at it. If you would support me on Patreon, that'd be freaking crazy, but no rush on that. We'll see you in the next episode.